Hi, my name is Aysia Wade, and welcome to SMTV Community Calendar. Today we have here Mr. David Dickert and Joshua Mackey with esports. So guys, tell me a little bit about yourself and what's your role at esports?
Go for it. All right. Well, hello, my name is Joshua Mackey. I'm a junior here at Southern Miss majoring in computer science. I've been a part of the esports program for about 2.5 years now, coming up on 3 years. My roles within the esports include lead graphic designer, esports staff member, esports leadership, and also the Rainbow Six Siege coach and captain of the team.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is David Dickert. I'm the USM Esports Coordinator. I run the program with the help of a lot of great people who basically keep it running every day. Been in esports for close to a decade as a player, going through college, and then now where I am now, I guess, yeah.
Okay. And what attracted you guys to esports? What made you want to be a part of the team?
I've been a gamer since, oh my goodness, about almost 10, 12, almost 20 years now. I remember my first game system was a Nintendo that my dad used to own. And ever since I played it, this has been just something I've always enjoyed as a hobby, as a passion of mine. And, without that Nintendo, I probably wouldn't be in the position. I don't know where I would be without that Nintendo console, but I've pretty much been a gamer for almost 20 years of my life.
Okay.
Kind of the same for me. Yeah, no, I'm a nerd through and through. And so pretty much anything from reading to anime, manga, pop culture, comics, video games, pretty much all of that is encapsulated in things I like to do. And so, I've been gaming every day for yeah, it's been a long time. I don't want to say how long, but it's been a while.
Okay, so growing up as kids, what was your go-to game? Like, what was your favorite game? Wake up in the morning, I'm on the sticks.
Mario Bros. Super Mario's is just my favorite game of all time. I will stay on that hill until, I die. Mario is just one of my favorite games of all times. In particular, I would say Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Nintendo. Favorite game. I put so much time into that game. If I could play it again, I would. So Super Mario Bros. 3 would be my favorite game.
Yeah, mine's Halo, hands down. My dad had a projector screen, and we lived in a cul-de-sac, and so he would throw the projector up in the middle of the cul-de-sac. We would lock it down, and all of the neighborhood kids would come around, and we'd all play Halo on this massive projector. It was great. We also did that with Guitar Hero, Rock Band when that was huge. I feel like I'm dating myself, but I'm not. But that was still early 2000s. So it's not that long ago, but for you guys, I probably seem like a boomer. But for me, it was so not too long ago, right? I don't know. Halo.
Okay,
Halo.
Understood. And so for people who are not gamers, what would you say esports is in your own words?
You want to tackle this?
Okay, so in my own words, I think of esports as, competitive video games. I know that's the pretty much standard definition I think, according to Google. Last time I saw it was basically competition through online video game, whether it be in person or online. So, but I view esports as more than just video games, I think of esports as, just kind of a second family to me, because you're not only you're playing video games, you're also meeting new people, you're making new connections, you're gain a lot of experience is what I like to say, because I know some people say, oh, esports, no, it's just video games, nothing really good comes out of it. The amount of experience and leadership qualities that you can gain from just even being a part of a team, working behind the scenes, and it's more than just video games, it's also production. There's a lot of management that goes into esports. So to me, I think of esports as just, one big leadership opportunity, also a really great way to gain some experience.
Okay, and for you?
Yeah, no, so this is going to be a weird one for me because I'm not doing myself any favors with the age thing, because I was around when it was actually starting. And so I've lived through the times where I was a high school student traveling to Raleigh, North Carolina, getting my mom's signature to compete, and then, competing with people who were 20 or 30 at the time in Halo, and then getting invited to a bunch of teams and stuff like that. But, esports, it's no different than athletics. It's the same thing as an athletic department. In an athletic department, you have football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, all that stuff. In esports, you have Rainbow Six, Fortnite, Call of Duty, League of Legends. They're all the same in terms of the concept. And so for people that are confused on what esports is, just think of it as the same structure as an athletic program. But then, like Josh said, it's so much more than that. You have people who gather around, thousands of people gather around to watch these games, just like you would this past weekend. You watched football. I watched the Overwatch contenders. And so, it's a place for people to gather and experience just the things that they love. And nowadays, more and more people are able to play all kinds of video games across all kinds of devices. And we're starting to see the vast majority of people just playing games, whether they know that's what they're doing or not. Like Candy Crush, I told my mom the other day, I was like, "You're a gamer now," and she was like, "No." And I'm like, "You're on level 1,034 on Candy Crush. Like, I'm pretty sure you qualify."
Yeah, I guess once you get into it, you never even know that you're a gamer. Okay, and so you guys talked about being a team, right? It's like all teams, they have strengths and weaknesses. What do you feel that esports strengths and weaknesses is as a team?
I would definitely say our biggest strength is just building a community. Because you get so much, I would say that one thing David has preached to, I say a lot of people, is that we are very diverse people. You don't see just one group of people. You see people from every end of the United States of America. Or just, I remember we have a player from Canada, if I'm right.
We're having someone from Trinidad coming in this spring.
From there's so many diversities that you see within esports. Like, I know our program has grown within the amount of female that's in the community now. I mean, it's so great to see the diverse community that's within esports, whether you're male, female.
53% female identification.
Okay, shout out to the girl.
Girl power right there. So I would say our biggest strength is just building a diverse community. But within our weaknesses, I mean, I know for me, I can't really think of a weakness. That's the weird thing. I can't really think of a weakness with us. 'Cause I mean, we've done so much in the 2.5 years, almost 3 years of being in the program. And I mean, do I feel like there's still some more? Of course, there's always something more. There's always something better that we can do as a program. But I mean, just, I would say definitely our diverse community and just our rapid growth that's our biggest strength in my eyes.
Yeah, no, the strengths, I think, really speak to the aspects of being a community, being healthy and learning-focused individuals, especially in a community at a university. There are weaknesses, and I think a lot of those weaknesses are portrayed by the generational gap between gamers. I'm 25, and so when I go to explain to my parents, hey, I got a full-time job at a university running an esports program, their first thought is, what? Right? And when I try to explain what esports is to people who are from a different generation, that's the weakness, is no one has been able to push through that wall that is there blocking it off. It's kind of like when you first saw football emerging before the NCAA. It's not as well defined for everyone as it is for people of my generation or your generation. And so that's a big weakness there. And I think when you talk about the weaknesses of esports specifically, it's just that kind of communication. And that's kind of what we're doing right now. I hope we're helping break through that wall.
Okay. And so if I was interested, how would I get involved in esports? Where do I go?
Yeah, so first off, for the program here, we've got a website, usm/esports or usm.edu/esports. We have all the social medias. We're working on a TikTok, don't have that one yet, but trying to catch up on that at least. But yeah, so to be involved, you can join our Discord. Anyone confused with Discord, it's basically Microsoft Teams, but for gamers. Anyone who doesn't know what Teams is, it's basically Facebook for gamers. Anyone who doesn't know what Facebook is, it's Twitter for gamers. And so we have two separate Discords. We have a club side, which is run by student leaders, and then we have a competitive team side, which is run by me and the student leadership. And so really all you have to do to join is come in and say, hi, I'd like to join. Okay. Oh, and be a student. That's kind of like, that's the big one, is you have to be a student here. But yeah, that, if you're an online student, it's fine. Part-time student, that's fine. If you're a faculty member getting your degree or advancing your degree, you qualify. Okay. So you just ask.
Okay, and where are you guys located at? Where do I find you at?
Student Union, right across from the game room. My office is directly above Subway. Has its pros, has its cons being in that location. But right there. So right in the heart of campus, right in the living room of campus, where everyone goes to eat, where everyone goes to shop and hang out. that's where we are.
Okay. And as an esport gamer, you guys have a team, right? How do you guys work as a team? Like, what are the functions of that?
I would say as a team, one of the big things I like to tell my team is that we're not just teammates. I want y'all to become friends because these are going to be your teammates for pretty much 4 years. I know one student in particular is graduating this upcoming December. And it was going to suck, see him go off, on the bigger and better things. But I want to make his time here as a team just memorable. So just building team chemistry, because you don't want to play like any football team. You don't want to just play with some complete stranger and, your team chemistry is not because I don't know this guy. I don't know if I can trust him or not to be on my team. Yes, he's on the same team. Doesn't mean I have to trust you, though, because I don't know you as a person. So, I would just say just building a good team chemistry can go a very long way in just, making the team better. You win some, you lose some. But as long as that team chemistry there, I take losses as learning lessons and take wins as, even more learning experience for me. So just building that team chemistry.
Yeah, it's kind of piggyback off of that. I was sitting in my office one day, and I had a bunch of players come up to my office, and they all kind of knocked on the door and came in and said, "Hey, David, we want to go all play basketball. Can we put a hoops section in the Discord?" And I'm like, why not? And so now we have a whole Discord channel of players who are talking together about going to play basketball, either before practice or after practice. They're talking about going to the movies, getting involved, going to lunch, studying together, creating this community learning environment. And even though that has nothing to do with the games they're playing, it has everything to do with it because you're building those connections. And that's something that not a lot of people really focus on. A lot of these other schools, they just say, come to practice and go home. But here we say, find friends that'll last a lifetime. Have experiences that you'll look back on in the future and be proud that you were at USM and that you were a part of the program. And that's what it is there. And I have yet to join them on the court. I might be tall, but I'm not good at basketball. But we do all make sure that everyone's taken care of and that everyone has the opportunity to do whatever they'd like to do to grow as a team.
Okay. And what are some of you guys' goals for esports? Overall goals, long-term, short-term?
Man, when I first joined the program, seeing where we came from when I joined my freshman year and just seeing where we are now, I am so incredibly grateful for the opportunities I've been able to gain and the amount of opportunities and experience I've gained under the leadership of Mr. Dickert and just the USM staff who's been constantly supporting us throughout these past 2.5 years. My goal is to just, I would say, kind of leave a legacy, be proud, because I know a lot of people may not know about the esports program or may not even know what esports is in general, but just being able to say that, hey, I was a part of one of the most rapid growing esports program within Mississippi, not just within USM, but within Mississippi in general, just being a part of that growth and just showing that, hey, this is the work I put in to make this program where it is today. So just kind of leaving my legacy and just leaving my mark on the program.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, for all intents and purposes, I want to create an esports empire, and I'll lay that out, my grand plan here first. Okay, so this is a rapidly growing industry, and the universities that take advantage of it will be able to see themselves become the leaders across the country in this field, in this area. A lot of friends of mine at Shenandoah, they've created academic programs. I like to think of myself as an academic, probably not as much as I want to be, but I want to create academic programs. I want to help develop degree paths for students to go to their professors in sports business and say, hi, I'd like to learn how to manage an esports team. I want them to go to production and broadcast and say, I want to learn how to produce and broadcast big events for esports. Music is massive in the video game industry, and you might not think it is, but when you talk about games like God of War, I implore you to just go to YouTube and type in the soundtrack and listen to it. Mm-hmm. Orchestras work years in advance to make the perfect soundtrack, and I want our students to be able to go to their professors and say, I want to create one of the most beautiful pieces for my favorite video game franchise, and that's what I want to do for a career. Goals in terms of right here, right now, I'm very path to industry focused. Mm-hmm. I'm an educator, and so I want to make sure that people like Josh, when you graduate, they're able to find jobs in the industry or whatever industry you want to be in, but I want to make sure that we prepare them in a way in which they can go up and put their resume on the future employer's desk and they're just hired on the spot, just like that. That's what I want, because I want y'all to be successful. You can win all the national championships you want, and that is great and wonderful. And I know a lot of people care about that stuff, but I want y'all to be successful in your own right. And of course, I mean, win if you want to.
Of course.
But more important than that, take care of yourself, take care of your academics, and do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. And my job is literal proof of that, by the way. That saying is very real. So yeah, my goal is to make sure they're all successful.
Okay, and I'm glad that you guys threw in academics. How do you feel, Joshua, that you balance academics and gaming? Do you feel like one overpowers the other, or how is that for you?
I know 1,000% that with any program, whether it's athletic, with any club, your academics come first.
Yep.
And as a student leader too, I don't want your grades slipping, because if your grade is slipping, you're putting esports above that, then something's not right there. I mean, it's definitely not the easiest thing, because like I said, I do have a lot of roles within the program. So trying to find that balance between, okay, do I want to do this or do I want to do my schoolwork? But again, as David said, he wants us to be successful. So of course, my academics are always going to come first. I came to college for a degree. Yes, esports is so much fun. Could I do this for the rest of my? Yes, I would love to, but the first job is I need to get my degree. I need to make sure I graduate. Because as much as I love this program, I don't want to stay here more than 4 years than I need to.
We got to get you out of here. Get you ready for the world.
Exactly. So I would always say it is kind of hard. I will not lie to you. It's definitely not the easiest thing to do. But I think it's just try to find that right balance between my academics are going to come first, but also esports is still there. If you ever need a break, always use esports as kind of like a break, because work is not. The work that's given to us may not be the easiest thing. So you want to take a break, kind of step away from a little bit. So, I kind of view esports as, kind of that step away, somewhere I can escape to just relax and breathe before I go back to work.
And kind of to echo off that, every semester we do grade checks on all our players. You have to have a 2.8 GPA or higher to be assigned student athlete for us. And I'm actually really proud in the fact that last semester, our GPA average amongst all of our players in spring 2022 was a 3.02, which football, don't get mad at me, was better than football. It's a really good thing to see our students succeeding in the classroom. And it's actually important to me that if students are needing help, that we point them in the right directions on campus for student success and services, to make sure that they take those tutoring sessions that they may need, and that they take the time to study for their courses. If a student is in the arena and I know they have a test tomorrow, they're not playing games, they're studying in one of the tables we have. I've seen you studying there.
Okay, so just one more time for those who missed it, can you guys introduce yourselves again and tell us where we can find you?
My name is Joshua Mackey. I am the Rainbow Six Siege captain, lead graphic designer, esports staff leadership, and also staff member. You can find us right in the middle of between the THAD and the Union, right across the hall from the game room.
Yeah, and my name is David Dickert. I'm the USM Esports coordinator, and yeah, I'm found directly above Subway. So anytime you guys are there grabbing a bite to eat and you want to stop by all means, I welcome it. I have an open door policy, and if you want to talk about anything esports, any way to get involved, let us know. We'll be happy to talk. And if I'm not there, I'm in the esports arena. So basically live in that building now. So that's kind of where I am.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for your time. My name is Aysia Wade, and this is SMTV Community Calendar. Thank you.